Unsolicited advice.
What you whispering for? Yo, what's unsolicited advice? Take it or leave it. So today the topic is questions women want to know about men. It's 10 topics, and I'm going to try to discuss them all in the best way that I can. I do have a disclaimer. You're probably not going to agree with me. I'm just giving you my opinion based on things that have happened in my life, things that I've seen, and just stuff that I know. It might not necessarily be the end all be all, but it's advice, and it's just an opinion. So are men afraid of commitment? I think that's 50-50. Some men are, some men aren't. Most of the time, I think they're more afraid of what you're trying to take away from them, you know, because, some men need that freedom, to go somewhere to do certain things and to know that they can be trusted, without it being a problem. And I think sometimes when they hear that word, they go back to whatever they've seen before in somebody else's relationship or what they've seen on TV or in movies or maybe just seen you do. And they're like, oh, well, I don't know. Because they're thinking about everything that comes with that. And that's a lot to think about. Um, and a lot of women get upset if you don't immediately say, yes, yes, baby, that's what I want. I want to do that. A lot of them get upset if you don't immediately say yes. But that's a lot. You know, um, I think it's better just to ask a man, hey, what do you think about being committed to a relationship? Do you think you could be committed to a relationship with me? Ask questions, have a conversation. Don't make it seem like it's a demand or a statement. You know, um, it's more of a conversation so you can actually get the answers that you want. Because a lot of times, women really want answers. They don't necessarily, want to start an argument, but they do want an answer. But you have to come to somebody as if it's a regular, normal conversation, not a statement, not a demand, you know. But as far as commitment, I think, yes, there are a lot of men that are afraid of commitment. They're afraid to settle down. Um, I was at one point, because I just wasn't sure. I was watching everybody else go through it, and I was like, nah, can't be me. Mm-mm. They don't look happy, and I don't want to feel that way. But you do have a lot of men out here that are not afraid of commitment, and sometimes you need to check some things out to let yourself know that they're not afraid. Like, you know, how are they committed to the certain things in their life? Family, their jobs, paying bills, making sure everything is, in place, and structured and organized, commitment to things. Look, things like that. You can tell, you know, with some guys. Next topic that we're going to talk about is if men cheat, or do all men cheat, or why do we cheat? First of all, we're all human beings, so all human beings, most human beings cheat. They're all for different reasons. Sometimes you're just being rebellious, and you just are mad at somebody, and you want them to, you want to pay them back by making them hurt. Sometimes you cheat because you haven't been getting treated correctly, and you want to know what it feels like just to be held and loved and made love to. For some, just some people cheat just because they need to get fucked right, and they don't feel like they're either getting fucked right or getting enough, enough sex. But that's a layered question. It depends on your relationship or the relationship with your person. Um, I will say, and to keep somebody from cheating, always make sure that you are understanding when somebody either is not happy or when you need to change some things up, or you need to remember, you know, why y'all got together in the first place. Make sure that you're keeping up with stuff, that you're prioritizing this person and making sure that that they come first, and that you always want to make sure that they're happy. You know, but it just depends on the situation. But not all people are cheaters, but people can be driven to cheat. So, you can get on your high horse and say, oh, no, can't nobody make you do nothing. Somebody can force you to step out. The flesh is weak and temptation is real, and from a man's perspective, there is a lot. When I say a lot, there's a bevy of beautiful women walking around here. It's all over Instagram. It's all over Facebook, social media, TikTok. They're everywhere. You have more access to stuff than you used to. So yeah, you have to be careful about how you treat people. Uh, you know, like I've said before, these some of these women are the new niggas now. Just what it is. And they don't give a fuck. They will fuck your man. They will treat him good just to piss you off, just to spite you, or just to take him from you. So yes, you just have to be careful, and you have to be mindful of what you feel like is yours. Another hot topic when it comes to things that women want to know about men is why they abandon their kids. Uh, First of all, I don't condone deadbeat men. You need to take care of your kids. Stop, ignoring them. Stop abandoning them. Stop treating them like they're not a priority, like they're not yours. Um, but to be honest, a lot of it comes with maturity. Some of them are just not mature. Um, And I think some of them, once again, they think about the money that they're giving up, the time that they have to give up. They're thinking about everything they have to give up and that they don't have freedom anymore. So a lot of them run away from that. They run away from responsibility. Um, some men abandon their kids because of the baby mother. Sometimes the baby mother is not cooperating. They use their kids to manipulate the situation or just to, wreak havoc on a man that didn't want to be with them, but just wanted to take care of his kids. And sometimes you can force a man. You can, it's still not right, but you can force a man to abandon his kids just to get away from you. Um, so you just have to be careful about how you treat that situation. No matter how much you want revenge or get back or you want to make a point, always be the good person. Always be the good person. Always do the right thing. You know, your soul will feel get better. You'll feel right with God. You know, you'll feel better about it. And trust me, in the end, you will come out the way you want to come out and the truth will be out. And if a man wants to be there for his kids and not necessarily want to be with you anymore, then that's fine. You need to, swallow your pride about that and let that be. And this one I find laughable because it just depends on the woman. But um, a lot of women want to know, can a man really lead anymore? Meaning, can a man be a man and lead a woman? Um, well, for first and foremost, a woman has to want to be led. It doesn't really um, help if a woman is being aggressive or she's being manly, or if you're trying to be soft towards her and sweet and treat her right, and she's trying to push the issue just to see if she can get away with something, or because she thinks that she can push and run you over. um, if a man wants to lead you, allow him to. you know if he makes a mistake or if he can't do something, don't judge him. you know allow a man to lead you and just, be his partner. Just be there for him and say, okay, let me see if I can help you with this or that. But at least allow him to lead. Don't get in the way and be like, oh, well, huh, I need a man, to talk back to me. I need a man. I ain't going to let you lead unless you can be a real man. That's one of the oldest tricks somebody can play on you, is for you to think that you know what a real man is. You know, the hardest thing about being a man is walking out of the door every day and proving that you're a man every day. Every day we have to walk out of that door and prove that we could be a man and stand on our own 2 feet. The last thing we want is to come home and have to prove it to you. You know. Now I get it. If you're with a man that doesn't necessarily have all the qualities of a burly butchy man, or whatever you want to call it, a manly man, if he can't fix a car or such and such, that doesn't disqualify him from being a man. It's just like if you can't cook, that doesn't disqualify you from being a woman. It just might not be one of your skill sets. But you need to appreciate what he does bring to you, to the table for you, because you're with him for a reason. So remember that, and don't knock him just because he's not Superman. Just like you shouldn't knock a woman for not being Superwoman and knowing how to do every little thing that would, you know, would entail a woman to be. So this next one is a funny one. It's funny to me, but some of the stuff is funny just because I don't know. It's just funny. But women want to know if their sex drive is higher than men's. Um, well, naturally, men's sex drive goes down. It's high when we're young, and then it goes down when we're older. And women's is not as high when they're young. I take that back. Women's are like at a baseline, and then as they get older, it just starts ascending and ascending, and they just want more and more and more and more. And then they go through menopause or whatever, and 9 times out of 10, they probably don't even want to be bothered. Every once in a while, they might want it, but not as much as they used to. But sex drive just depends on the person. Some people are asexual. Sex is not everything to them. With some men, um, and some men are highly sexual, and that's fun and everything. But just be careful, because sex is not everything. You could fuck all day long and never have anything good to talk about, or never have any type of personality, or any other layers to peel back. Sex is great, but you shouldn't be wanting to have it constantly. It's nice to do, but sometimes it's being used to ignore or to hide flaws. So just be careful. Another question that women want to know is, why don't men pay all the bills? I'll I'll tell you why you don't want them to pay all the bills. Okay, you you don't want them to pay all the bills. I want you to come here. You don't want them to pay all the bills, because if they pay all the bills, they're going to tell you what to do, or you're going to have somebody that's abusive, and he's definitely going to tell you what to do and probably try to hurt you if you go against it. Um, they're going to control your life, and you don't want that. Do you really want a man to pay all of your bills? You want him to have all the access to the bills, paying all of them, putting money in your pocket, doing all this other stuff. It's nice to have a man to pay all the bills so you don't have to worry about nothing. But trust me, it's better to have a partner than to have somebody controlling you. I know, I know, I know. Calm down, calm down. Um, Another question that people want to know, or women in general want to know about men, is, can one man be satisfied with one woman? Um, as I've mentioned before, in Africa, men are known to have several concubines, or wives. Even here in America, we even got a TV show called Sister Wives. It just depends on the man and what their lifestyle is, or sometimes what their religion is. Um, I think a man can be satisfied with one woman. Um, but in honesty, if we're being honest, there are so many women out here, um, and there's a lot of single women out here. So it's not the man you need to worry about; it's these women that you have to worry about. And I'm not saying you don't need to worry about a man, but all in general, you don't forget who the enemy is. The enemy is, and some of y'all don't. Some of y'all do a great job of making sure that your man is happy, and keeping your eyes around for certain women that want what you got. But that's the key word. They want what you got. I mean, they want it. They want. They see that you're being treated good by this man. They see that he's doing everything for you and putting you on a pedestal and treating you like a queen. They want that, you know, and they want it the easy way. They don't want it how you got it. They don't want it the hard way where you went through a relationship and y'all went through your ups and downs and y'all are together and you're stronger than ever or whatnot. They want it easy. They already see what he can do, and they're just gonna throw him some pussy, or whatever. They're gonna do whatever to get him away from you. So as far as a man only being faithful to one woman, yes, I think men can be faithful to one woman. I'm not saying every man, but there's a lot of men out there that can be faithful to one woman. That one there's a little crazy only because I mean it's a hard one. It's a hard one because like I said, it's a lot of women out there. And vice versa. There's a lot of men out there that women can choose from. So it's even for women, it's probably hard for a woman to just be with one guy when they're being courted by several. And men get the same thing, and it's hard. It's hard. You just have to be strong and try to have faith in what you have at home. You know. Another question that we only got a few more left. But a question that one woman had is that why do men feel more comfortable hanging out with their friends and not with their girlfriend or their wife? So most guys grow up with their best friends. So, and I'm gonna separate it. There's guys that hang out with their best friends, and then there's guys that are constantly around their best friends. So for the guys that hang out with their best friends, most of the time they've known these guys their whole life. These are their best friends. They grew up together. You know, yeah, yeah. You probably should set boundaries. He should set boundaries. Say, you know what, I'm married now. I got a girlfriend, so I got to spend a little. I got to spend time with you. And here and there, I'm gonna go spend time with my friends. Those are those type of guys. Where they set boundaries and they say, no, I'm in love or I'm married, and I got to prioritize my time. And I got to give her, just as much time, if not more, than you, or than my friend. But they're no different than your friends, your homegirls. You want to spend time with them too. And I think it's healthy. Y'all should both have friends that you spend time with. It's healthy to get out and be with your friends and not be up under each other all the time. But with that being said, you have other guys, and those are usually the suspect ones that are constantly around their friends all the time. Me personally, I've never had a whole lot of friends. I have people that I've called my friends, but I don't hang out with a lot of people. I never understood that because I'd rather be around the females. I'd rather be where the girls are at. I'm not trying to be with a bunch of hard legs. I ain't trying to be around a bunch of dudes all day. Now, when I was younger, yeah, we go shoot ball or play video games or just hang out here and there. But the idea was to eventually go find some girls or go hang out with some girls. Ain't ain't no grown man in his right mind need to be at some nigga house all day. It's not a good look. I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Not a good look. Um, A good question um, that I was asked was, do men understand women mentally and physically? Mentally, I think she was talking about, do we understand how women think? No, no, we do not. Um, God did his thing when he made a woman. A woman is such a beautiful creature, but he also made a woman as complex as a Rubik's cube, a Rubik's cube. He did his thing though. But women are extremely complicated. We do not, because it's one of those things. Just when you think that you got it figured out, the game changes. Everything changes. They keep you on your toes. It's very complex. You could think that the day is going great. Y'all could go out and have a great time. It's a Saturday, drinks, food, entertainment, movies, whatever. Maybe a little shopping, whatever you do. And all of a sudden, you could come home, put the bags down, unwind, and she want to bring up something that happened 3 days ago, and you looking like, what? I don't remember 3 days ago. So much is going on. I was working. I did work. What did I do? Um, and some women will get mad. It's like, oh, you don't remember such. Guys, I think we get over things quicker than women do, or we process and we kind of move on from things better than women do. Women will hold on to things. Women will have things going on in their minds. Sometimes women can be inconsistent or indecisive about what they want or what to do next. And it's just the truth. Mentally, they have a lot going on, and I will say no, we don't. But what would help is if you just talk, you know, even if you have to prep a man and say, hey, just to let you know, I've had a bad day today, so it's not about you. I just had a real bad day today, and I'm probably going to be quiet when I come home. Just letting you know, I love you, but I had a bad day. So if you tell a man like that, 9 times out of 10, for one, he's gonna understand. He's gonna appreciate that you let him know ahead of time, so he can be at peace and say, okay, it's not about me. I didn't do anything wrong. Second thing is he may scramble around to try to make your day better when you come in. You gotta be smart. It's about playing the game. So be smart. It's about playing the game. But it's good to let him know how you're feeling correctly, not making him guess, not changing your mood or your opinion about something or your mind. That's where we get to where we don't understand. And then, of course, it's going to make you more angry because it's like, oh, why don't you get it? You've been with me this long. You don't understand me, whatever. As far as physically, if you're paying attention to your woman, then you understand her physically. That's all I'm going to say about that one. I'm not going to get into everything sexually. But if you're paying attention, you know what your woman likes. You know what makes her happy, what makes her sad, what makes her mad. You know, you know, if you're paying attention physically, it's there. Not much to talk about it. Uh, Now, this next one, like I said, I'm going to preface my comments by saying, I don't condone it. We've all probably been through it. We've all probably done it at some point, probably not as bad as others. Maybe it was by accident, maybe it was in the heat of passion or whatever. But another question that we got to talk about is um, do what makes a man abusive or triggered by women? So this is kind of like the one earlier about cheating. It just depends on the person. Some people are just naturally abusive. That's how they solve all their problems. Is it by being either physically abusive, sexually abusive, mentally abusive, verbally abusive? But if we're talking about just physical abuse, yes, there are some men out there. They think that that's their way of handling their woman and keeping their woman in check. It's not right. I don't condone it. Um, some guys have probably never been abusive their whole life, and some women can come in their lives and trigger something. So yes, as far as being triggered, yes, you can be triggered by a woman. You know, you can never have an abusive bone in your body, and all of a sudden you can date a woman that triggers something. It's almost like they just knew a button that you never knew. And all of a sudden you're doing things that you've never done before, never thought you'd ever do. Some people just don't know when to stop. They will push and push and push until they get it out of you. And then it's like, I told you. I told you. Oh, you hit me. You hit me. You hit me. It's not funny. But some people, they do that. Now it's not right. You know, if you're just an abuser, then no, you need to go and seek help. It's not right. But if you're in one of those situations where somebody keeps putting you in a bad headspace, you need to get out of it. You know, it's what the young kids call toxic now. It's a toxic relationship. You need to get out of it. But not all men are abusive. But if you want to know what triggers them, is usually when somebody just doesn't know when to stop. If a man's walking away from you, let him walk away. Let him go blow some steam off and go relax. You should not be behind him, cussing him out, pushing him, you know, jabbing him in his head with your finger, you know, whatever. Because he's probably going to go upside your head. He's going to go upside your head, you know. So you could keep talking. You know, you could keep running your mouth. You could keep saying whatever you want to say. You know, you could keep getting in his face.
Or here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the fuck up.
You know, that's probably the best thing to do sometimes. Just be quiet. You know, let it go. Be quiet. Both go to your corners. Let things cool off. You know, I've been in situations like that, and the best thing to do is just cool off and go on about your business. You know, it doesn't help to just keep arguing or you know, like I like to leave. I used to like to leave, but I realized that didn't help. You know, got one of these bad boys because of it, but it didn't help. You know, leaving because I thought, you know what, if I leave, go get me something to eat, come back, we could talk. I don't know. Maybe you should just go to different rooms. I don't think anything really works. Sometimes it's just best to be quiet and give somebody space. But it doesn't help to keep talking. Just don't keep talking. That's probably the worst. This last one is something I just want to give as total advice. People want to know what men want from women. Peace. Peace is probably the simplest way to say it. Men want peace from women. We don't want to fight. We don't want to argue. We don't want to play the guessing game. We don't want to cheat. We don't want to be afraid of commitment. We just want peace. We want that love that nobody else can give us. We want understanding. We want a partner. Most importantly, we definitely want a partner, a companion, somebody that understands us, that compliments us, that we go together. But most importantly, men just want peace. But those are the topics that we discussed today. I hope some of that helped you. I'm sure I ain't gonna be able to save everybody, or I'm sure people are not going to agree with what I said, but hopefully you took something out of it, and it makes things between you and your loved one a little better. Or my brothers, it helps you in life. But at the end of the day, that's just unsolicited advice. Take it or leave it.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.